good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining us in our sacred community. My name is Gretchen Peakston, and I'm hosting Shining Light on Our Community with the wonderful and amazing Lotus Nguyen. I think that's the right way to pronounce your name.
Yeah, lovely.
Okay, good.
Lovely. It's such a great pleasure and honor to speak to your community, to have a conversation with you.
Well, we're excited to have you here, and the reason is that we're going to talk about Lotus is a love mojo coach. And I would like to hear your story and then dive into what Love Mojo is and how it can help people.
Yes. Um, yes. Let me take you back to uh, October 1979. It's 4 a.m. in the morning. The night is still crisp. A bell rings out from a nearby Buddhist monastery, reverberating in the darkness, waking up a young girl from her slumber. Her eyes flutter open, but she curls back into her blanket. Memory of her mother's crumpling on the floor, crying over the basket of rice, resurface. And the girl's voice echoes in her head. Mummy, don't worry, I'll help you. So the crooning of the rooster soon fills the air. Their melodious call singing in perfect harmony as they beckon her to wake. Suddenly, a knock on the wooden door breaks the stillness. Minyi, get up, time to go. Her cousin Hương calls her to join. The girl pushes a giant, heavy, rusty bike out of the shed, the one that her father has assembled from the scrap yard and pieced together for her particular journey. So the two girls hopped on their bike and cycled into the night. And do you know what, Gretchen? Did I say you right? Your
You
name
did.
right?
Yes, thank you. Yes.
That girl was me. I was on a 20-mile journey to smuggle rice from another town, Kai, to sell in the market in my hometown, My Tho, in the Mekong Delta of Vietnam. And the journey was a near-death experience. And I feel blessed to be alive to tell the tale. So at the age of 13, I was already out there working and selling clothes in black markets, smuggling rice, digging trenches. So as I look back into my childhood, I see that the hardships that I went through can be consistent these days as child labor or child exploitation. Mm-hmm. And that can lead to trauma in later life. However, the experience did not cause me any trauma at all. In fact, it's the life that I have here in the West, in the UK, that caused me a lot of trauma, which is another story. And I hope we have time I can share a little bit, otherwise it's another time. So you may wonder how I could go through it all, these adversities in my life, and ride through it, all of these storms, and landed safely, successfully, and then heal myself, and not just heal, but thrive. And that is the Love Mojo, my friend.
Please share.
Yeah, so let me continue with this story and share with you how I escaped death. Mm-hmm. So together with my cousin, We cycle through the darkness, swirling around the potholes on the roads, that have been damaged during the war.
Mm-hmm.
There's no traffic, no street light, just the stars in the skies guiding us, and the sound of cicadas and frogs accompanying us as we cycle through the vast rice fields. And after a 20 miles ride, we arrived at the destination. Each of us buys a bag of rice, 20 kilograms, and ties it up on the back of our bike. And on the way back, I'm nervous, not knowing when and where the village guard will appear to catch us. So there are other smugglers cycling in front of us. One of them gives us a signal, the guards. I throw my bike into the rice field on the side road and hide myself in the leaf blades in the mud. And these two guards on their bikes are searching with their torches. Thankfully, the searchlights missed me and my cousin. I breathed with the sound of relief. But then the next hardest thing is to pull the bike up from the road with the 20 kilograms rice on my back, on the back of the bike. Mm-hmm. So my fragile body nearly gets crushed under the heavy bike and bag. And that's not all. Another challenge ahead of us. We ride up to the foot of a toll bridge, and I'm pedaling very hard to pull myself up, and the bike is with me. And I am on the bridge. Now it's easy to go down the bridge. I don't need to pedal. But the elation doesn't last long. As I'm going down the hill and trying to control the speed, I find the brake of the bike doesn't work. And my God, can you imagine this? I was zooming down, weaving through the potholes, and my heart's hammering. So yeah, these are, and I'm happy to live to tell this tale. And just to say that, these kind of hardships, as I mentioned, I've been out there already working at the age of 13 and then continue with a lot of adversities in this lifetime, and here in the UK too. So it's the love mojo that carried me through all of these things.
Beautiful. And how do you work with it now?
Yeah, so would you like me to share what I mean by love mojo?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a term that I've coined to describe the powerful combination of true love and personal magnetism. And so for me, love mojo is the power to go beyond the mundane and transform your life.
Right.
It's the force that fuels your passions and dreams, the spark that brings out your highest potential. Mm-hmm. So love mojo is the ability to connect with others and create strong relationships. It's the power to forgive and let go of past hurts. It's the courage to face life's challenges with grace. Love mojo.
That's beautiful.
The strength, to keep going, even when things seem impossible. It's the resilience to persist no matter what. Mm-hmm. It's the capacity to remain calm, positive, and strong, even in the most trying times.
Right.
And
that's wonderful.
Love mojo for me is also the inner peace that comes with understanding and accepting yourself. Mm-hmm. It's the courage to be vulnerable and open to life surprises. It's the power to appreciate and be grateful for the moment. And Love Mojo is the joy that comes with living authentically.
Mhm.
It's the connection to your true power, your purpose and meaning. And it's the power to manifest the life of your dreams. And
That
you know
sounds
what,
amazing.
Rachel?
What's
Love
that?
Mojo remind me of Austin Power in the film of the
Yeah.
International Man of Mystery.
Yes,
Do you know that film?
I do. I understand it.
Groovy baby.
Very
He's
good.
full of enthusiasm, exuberance, and liveliness. And his energy is contagious and inspiring.
Yeah.
You know, Austin Powers empowers the power of Love Mojo, using it to fight Dr. Evil, who's actually the other version of himself.
Yeah.
And he wins the battle.
Yeah. And is
So
that something that we have to face every day? Is that struggle between the side of us that isn't so happy and the side that wants to manifest all the things that we desire?
exactly, yes.
Okay.
I understand you're also in self-care and self-love
I am.
expert as well. I love later to have a conversation and hear
I would
what
enjoy that.
you share.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm wondering if our audience would like to know how I tapped into the power of Love Mojo. I mean, they like to
We
know.
absolutely would like to know how you found that and how it sustains you.
Yes. So it's the heart mindful journey, the path to self-love, self-care, and self-mastery through my embodied heart mindfulness. And so I, so for the past 15 years, I walked on this heart mindful journey. And as I walked on this journey, life has become more enriching, fulfilling, and meaningful. Particularly as I also take hundreds of other clients with me along the line on this journey as well. So do we have time for me to share how I start this journey?
Absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So my heart mindful journey began with a retreat at Plum Village in France in the winter of 2007. It was then when I encountered the teaching of Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh.
Okay.
Soon after that retreat, I had an epiphany. And I think I mentioned to you earlier that my hardship in my childhood didn't lead me to any trauma.
Right.
However, the life that I had in the UK, he actually gave me what I call now, what I know now is developmental trauma. So would you like to hear that story?
I would like to hear that. Absolutely.
So yeah, so let me transport you into 1997. And so there's one day, a summer day in my marriage home in a Victorian flat, beautiful Victorian flat in Notting Hill Gate, near Hyde Park in London. I'm crumpling down by the radiator. And my chest is heavy. It's as if an icy cold hand is squeezing it so tightly that I can't even breathe. Tears flowing down my face. And the pain is so intense that is searing through my body and burning my skin. Do you know, Gretchen?
Yeah, I do.
I was in a sexless relationship. You know, I grew up in a culture where women's role is to serve. Actually, in the past, now it's still affected us, but I just say of my time and my ancestor time, it was to serve men.
Yeah.
Can you imagine this? This is what we were taught. When you're at home, you obey your father. When you're married, you obey your husband.
Right.
When your husband dies, well, you obey your son.
Right.
And the expression of love through sex was taboo. You know, I remember my mother scolded me for wearing a top that showed my belly button.
Right.
And my great aunt was beaten to near death because her mother found out that she had taken her bra off because it was too hot in bed.
Yeah.
So I wonder, you know, have you ever reflected that your life, the lives of your parents and ancestors have been shaped by the conditioning and the programming of societies,
Yeah.
culture,
Very true.
religion, family, education? Wow.
Yeah.
And you know, my body was aching for lack of intimacy and physical connection.
Right.
My heart was yearning for deeper love. And yet I was unable to express myself. My voice was stuck in my throat. I even felt ashamed for wanting my husband. And I wonder what was wrong with me. I felt unwanted. And so I suppressed the flow of my deepest love. Instead, I devoted myself to caring and serving others while ignoring my own needs. And in the end, you know, it's like a well, the water was taken out all the time without replenishment. I dried up.
Yeah.
So thankfully, I was able to heal myself because of, you know, because thanks to the practice of self-love, self-care, and self-mastery.
Right.
So back to my journey, you know, through my journey of Heart Mindful journey. So I had the epiphany, and after the retreat, and this is what the lesson that I've learned is that I have given a lot of love, yeah. So to the outside, you know, to others, and expected something back in return, but I didn't have it. So I relied on external sources to fill the gap within me.
Yeah.
And as the result, that I set up many obstacles and sabotage my own happiness in the process. So then I asked myself, I have all of this love within me. Why didn't I give it to myself and receive it from myself?
Yeah.
I walked out of my marriage, left my glamorous life of a film director, producer in London, and moved to Brighton. I took on the Heart Mindful journey in 2008. So the Heart Mindful journey is based on the embodied heart mindfulness system that I created. It's a mindfulness coaching, healing, and training system that transcends the mind, unlock the heart, heal the body, and integrates heart, mind, body, and soul as a whole.
Right.
So it's based on the combination of Western body, mind, practices with Eastern wisdom. It's a two-wing approach of heart and mind that
Right.
is embedded in the body.
Yeah.
And it's a holistic approach. It deals not just with the symptoms, but also
Mhm.
the root causes of our deep unhappiness.
Yeah.
And it's encompassing all levels of our being, physically, emotionally, and spiritually.
Yes.
So with the practice, I finally came home to myself,
Mhm.
reconnecting to the core of my being, taking care of myself and loving myself. And there, so I free myself, free from my own suffering. And like a
Yeah.
bird, I flew with the two wings of heart and mind.
Mhm. Isn't that the journey that we're all trying to find?
Wonderful. Yes,
Yeah.
beautiful. And the community, Sacred You community, is a beautiful platform for us all to dive deeper into our heart, mind, and soul and body, you know,
Mhm.
to
It
care
is.
for ourselves.
Yeah. As I was listening to your story about um, the way the patriarch has set us up to empty ourselves and not give to ourselves, I'm finding that more people are asking, especially women themselves, is I'm empty and how can I fill myself? And reminding women that we are actually stronger than we know, loved more than we can imagine, and that these two things can actually heal you when you look inside instead of looking, like you said, filling up your life with all the outside things, going shopping for the most expensive shoes or that lovely dress or a new haircut or whatever. Those things don't make you happy. What makes you happy is the journey within, which is what you provide for people. And I think that's beautiful.
Thank you. Yes, beautiful, wise words you have. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, they're only the words that you told us. So, how can people get in touch with you and start a journey with you?
Yes. Well, first of all, I have a little gift to give to offer to the community, to our audience, and that is the guide to start your self-care journey. So I have
Wonderful.
11 tips there with 5 actionable points for you to get started. But furthermore, I also offer our community the Deep Connection Circle. It's, it's the place where you can put yourself first and get the support, motivation, and accountability you need to achieve your goals. So
Wonderful.
with the help of the members of the circle, you can set your goals and track your progress,
Hmm.
form healthy habits and track your practice, share your wins and ask questions on the community forum, and team up with an accountability buddy, one or two, to stay on track.
Hmm.
Plus, the Deep Connection Circle offers a monthly live virtual event, the Deep Connection Meetup. That's where we gather together. And it's a place where you have the opportunity to receive, to set, to revive your old goals if you haven't achieved them, or set
Hmm.
new goals in a fun and warm, heartwarming environment.
That sounds beautiful. Thank you for gifting the community with that. That's lovely. How can people reach you otherwise if they want to if they want to coach with you?
So if they sign up, I think you have the link, don't you?
Yes, the links will all appear on this when it goes out.
Yeah. So it's the heartmindfulgift.com or something. Well, anyway, from there, our friend can sign up for the guide, but
Hmm.
mainly. So if they don't want to join, that's okay. They can just read and download the guide, the PDF. However, in there, there's also an invitation for our readers or for our audience to join the community. And in there, you know, is as you know, like the sacred you community, you provide a lot of things for us, but this is more focused on the goal things and the body, and also is the feature help us to keep on our toes, you know, keep track and keep doing, because everything, as you know, is about habit, right? It's great in forming a new habit, and it's so hard, as you know, to do that. So the community offer this support and motivation and accountability, and the platform give you kind of that feature.
Great. Oh, that's wonderful.
And from there, you know, I'm happy, I'm open to help with anyone who would like to have a conversation with me.
That's good to know. That's really great. Well, I want to thank you, Lotus, for sharing your story and your journey with us. I think it was an extremely important insight into what it is we actually require in life. And you being able to provide that has been absolutely delightful to hear about. So thank you so much for being here.
And thank you for having me and sharing my stories. And I hope to see you, all our readers, our audience, into my community, and together we free ourselves, right? And we're like a block of birds. You know, I live in Brighton here, and particularly this time of the year, there's the starlings. You know starlings?
Yeah.
They are so beautiful. They're so elegant, and they're like flocks of them, and they're dancing. They're dancing over the West Pier here. You know, absolutely beautiful. And you know, one bird like me, I won't be able to make that scene at all. But together we can dance. We dance to more freedom, fulfillment, and happiness with a lot of joy.
Yeah, I love that. I love that analogy with the starlings. So yes, that's beautiful. So please come back and join us again. We'd love to have you come and speak with you again and share some more of your wisdom. Thank you so much.
Yeah, great pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for having me.